Hello everybody, it's Carla with Cobweb Corner and welcome to FlossTube number 31. I thought I'd better make sure I get one done this week because next week is Thanksgiving and I don't know when I'm going to be able to work in a video next week, but we'll see how it goes. I had a great week this week. As I mentioned in my last video, we went to my husband's family, which is in Grand Forks, North Dakota area. And we went to my niece's high school production of Mamma Mia. And it was so good. We couldn't believe the quality and the talent of the kids in high school that did that performance. Especially the lead singer who played Sophie was just amazing. And it was really, really fun. Our niece is also in volleyball and very active. So she was a backup singer and dancer, and she just did a great job. And the whole production was fabulous. We just had a really, really good time. We were only there one night. We flew out about 6 in the morning and we were home by 5 o'clock the next afternoon. So very quick trip, but it was really worth it. Another thing that happened this week is I am continuing to have a terrible time with my cat. So I have two cats, Toulouse and Bordeaux, and Bordeaux is the one that visits during my videos quite often. And they are both sweethearts and I love them a bunch. They were rescued. They were found in a field with mama cat that was, they think, only like 6 months old, and she had 8 kittens and was trying to feed them. And so they were rescued and taken into foster care, and then I adopted the 2 sisters, and they are just great. They're kind of a handful and they get in a lot of trouble, but Bo must have been allowed to be on someone's shoulder and carried around because she wants to be on my back or my shoulder all the time. And although it sounds really cute, and it kind of is sometimes, it's caused a lot of problems because she will jump up and try to get onto me all the time. Like I'll be on the phone and she'll jump from the floor to my chest, and then of course, scratch all the way down. And I have scratches and scars all over my body. So today I was just bending over at the waist trying to find a box to use for an order, and she jumped from the floor to my back, and of course it startles me, and then she digs in and I have claw marks. It looks like a bear took a swipe at me, and I'm like all taped up on my side. I've got antiseptic cream. So far, none of the scratches have gotten infected, but I have scars everywhere. I have some right here, if you can see. Those are from Toulouse. She startled when I was holding her one time. So I am like avidly against declawing cats. And when I rescued the cats, I had to sign a thing that I would agree never to declaw them, or else I can't rescue from that rescue place again. And so I'm just like, I do trim their claws quite frequently, and they're pretty good about letting me trim them, but I am at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. Bo got yelled at really loud today because I was bleeding and everything. It's a real problem. So if you have any suggestions, I don't know what to do at this point. If I have my back turned at all, if I'm pulling charts out of a filing cabinet or talking on the phone, like I said, or I bend over to get the laundry out of the washing machine, she jumps on me and she just wants to cuddle. She wants to actually sit right here. So I don't know what to do, but I'm kind of tired of getting scratched all the time. And one of these times I'm afraid one of the scratches is going to get infected. So we'll see. But if you have any suggestions, post them below because I love my kitties so much. I really don't want to declaw them, and I don't think I will. So in fact, I know I won't, but I really need to get her trained somehow to not jump on me. So that's about it for social activities. You have to forgive my hair today. I decided to leave it natural. I didn't feel like straightening it, so you get the wild curl look. It's pretty crazy, but that's the way it is. So stitching wise, I continued to work. I did get some stitching work done on Sunflowers Farm by Core Ebeticore, and this is the chart. I just love this chart. I love probably 90% of the charts by Corey Batticourt, and they are very, very large. Most of them are quite big, but there's a lot of empty space that you don't stitch. And they're a lot of fun because you get to stitch so many cute little things. And there's so many cute details, like the hat on the bird and things like that. It's just, I just love them. So you can see how big this one, I think it calls for 32 count. That's a little bit small for me. So this is 28 count lamb's wool. And I stitch over 2, and you can see it's going to be pretty big. So I've got, this is just one side of the house. I've got that much distance plus a border on this side yet. So it's going to be pretty big, but I love it. I love the bees. They are so cute. And I finished, so this week I finished this and this and this sign, and I finished all of this. So I didn't get a lot of stitching in. I did take it with me up to our families and stitch for about an hour, hour and a half or so. But it's coming along pretty quick, and tomorrow is football day, and I plan on stitching during football. So I did that. I also need to pick out the chart that I'm going to stitch in the Bewitching Pixie Stitch Along. So Cobweb Corner is sponsoring a stitch along that starts December 1st. And there are 12 pixies in the Bewitching Pixies series by Nora Corbett, and they were published for Witched. And they are just so cute. And you can join the Bewitching Pixies Bewitching Pixie Stitch Along and stitch any of the 12 that you want. So I will put a link down below in the comments for the Facebook group that you can join if you want to stitch one of the pixies with us. And that starts December 1st. Some people are going to wait until after Christmas because it's just too busy. But some people wanted to start earlier. Some people wanted to start way later. And we just settled on December 1st. And I'm already getting ideas for my next stitch along. I don't know that I'll be able to always stitch with them, but it's so fun. I really think I'm going to continue with a theme or a series for stitch alongs so that we can see multiple things being stitched in the group at the same time. So right now my next idea is something like maybe the delivery series by Plum Street Samplers with the horses. So there's Halloween delivery, but I'm debating on whether to wait because I think there's one missing yet. I think winter delivery is not been published, and I'm assuming they are going to publish that at some time in the future. Don't know for sure, but something like that. So we'll see. Our winner from last week. So last week we gave away Simple Little Big Love. Isn't that cute? And the question was, all you had to do was say, I want to stitch the heart. And we had about 20 comments, but only 9 of those were about stitching the heart. And the winner is Owl and Gator. So Owl and Gator, that's the username. If you see this, contact me. My email and contact information is below, and I will get your information, your address, and get that mailed to you. Last week I did a first sampler history segment, and I got so many comments on it, and it was a lot of fun to do. So I had talked about that I had purchased the set of 2 books called Girls Embroidery, and showed the books and read a little bit out of them, and I'm going to continue to do that. So today's section is more about the education of girls during this time. The book is from like the mid to late 1600s through the 18th or 19th century. So the section today is a little bit more just about the schools and the education. And where I'm going to start is, it goes on about, there's a section on how prolific samplers were in different periods. And for now, I'm going to skip that section. And I'll just start reading here. It says, in the 1790s, girls' schools began to advertise instruction in an astonishing number of subjects. This coincided with the so-called rise of academies. and the number of schools available to girls was increasing dramatically. So this was right around just before 1800. However, only a few schools had truly expanded curriculum of academic subjects. Girls' education in general was by no means equal to that of boys. And just as it had been a century earlier, the continuous focus on accomplishments was constantly criticized by proponents of advanced education for women. Debates and discussions called attention to schools in both England and America, and school children became a popular subject for school artists. Even charity schools received their attention. Regardless of the quality of education, more girls were attending schools than ever before, and their needles were busy. The period between 1800 and 1835 saw the greatest production of samplers in all the sampler-making countries of the Western world. And during the first 30 years of the 19th century, more recognizable groups of embroideries arose in New England and Pennsylvania than can possibly be included in this study. It is unquestionable that the samplers worked in this period exceed the number of all surviving pieces from previous century. So it mentions a couple things. First of all, that more girls were going to school than ever, even if they weren't receiving the same quality of or the same type of education as boys. And it also talks about girls' schools were starting to be represented in art. And one of them that has in here is a picture from a charity school, and it says this is from the Benevolent School. The artist is anonymous. It's a 1795 painting from England, and it says the interior probably differs little from those of American charity schools in the late 1790s. A number of samplers survive from English charity schools, including a remarkable sampler of 1712 which names the school. And this is the painting. So you can see it's just a large room, and they have the school mistresses, and all the girls are stitching. Isn't that cool? I really like that. The originality and diversity in American samplers from the Federal period is boundless in both subject matter and sayings. Exceptional pieces often appear without known counterparts from unexpected places, and others have unique touches of individuality. It should be emphasized that the patterns reflected the ingenuity of the teachers and not the children. This explains the repetitious designs which developed into regional styles. And it also goes on to say that although many samplers were made in schools, there were some that were obviously made at home and taught by mothers or grandmothers also. And then the sampler I want to show you today is called Martha W. Paul's work, 1807. It's a New Jersey or Pennsylvania silk spangles on linen with applied painted paper and a ribbon border. 16-year-old Martha surrounded her watercolor miniature with shimmering gold spangles and shaped them for her name date. Martha W. Paul was the fifth child of Samuel Philip Paul and Nancy Clark. Her father was the pioneer settler of Paulsbury, Gloucester County, New Jersey. She died unmarried. This is from a private collection. This sampler is so beautiful. So hopefully you can see that. I love the trees, and it's just so detailed. And this part right here is a self-portrait watercolor. And I've been reading that many of the samplers included either painted silk or other painted items like that, or painted portions of the fabric would be painted. So I just think that is really, really cool. I should try to read the inscription in it, but I need my cheaters for that. So one more time, we'll just show you that. It's so beautiful. So that is the sampler history portion for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I am really, really enjoying reading the books that I got. And both of the books that I have so far can be found in my Amazon shop. And the Amazon shop link is below in my more info section. Okay. The business section for today, segment for the day. Oh, I forgot my prop. Hang on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I always forget something. So the business section today is the cost of in-stock inventory and what that means to a retailer, whether it's somebody like me who has an online-only store or your local needlework shop that has a brick and mortar store. So today I want to show you this box. See, it's not super big. And that was a retail order from Hoffman Distributors. And it was actually only full. It was stuffed with paper for packing to about here. And I don't have it with me, but there was also 2 bags of floss in it, 2 kind of large bags that took up space. So there was probably half full of charts and then about that much full of floss, and then the rest was packing material. So that's the size of the box. I want you to take a look at that and think of it and take a guess at how much retail value of merchandise you think was in this box. And go ahead and think about it for a second, and that's going to be the question for the giveaway today, is what was your guess for the retail value of this box? So you can see it's like that. All right, the retail value of what was contained in that box was just over $1,400. So now, which just kind of blows me away. So think about that, and then think about all of the merchandise when you walk into your favorite needle shop store, or you scroll through the I think I have close to 5,000 in-stock items, just charts. That doesn't count 4 different brands of floss. And think about what that might be. So it is a big, big, big investment. And when you have in-stock inventory like that, you not only have to pay for it up front and hope that you sell it, but you really don't get your money back until your store is empty. I mean, you make money, little bits of money on everything you sell, of course. So that's not what I meant. But you have this constant investment. And I had somebody 2 videos ago ask me, how do I decide what to carry in my store? And that's a really good question. In the past, I didn't carry a lot of things. I really concentrated on pre-owned items, so I really didn't know what I was going to get and didn't control what I was going to get. And then I would buy a few wholesale orders of things that I thought were favorites, or I would see trends of, oh, people are really buying a lot of this. And of course, Halloween, Christmas, those types of things really sold, so I would try to stock up on that. But now over the last year and a half, I've really increased my wholesale presentation of products, and in buying newer and investing a lot of money in charts from Hoffman and Wilchit and Yarn Tree and things like that. And I purchase from individual designers also. So now I look at FlossTube videos and things and I see what's popular. But in the past, I would look at a chart and I was kind of used to working with older, year 2005 and before, and charts have gotten so expensive. And I would look at this little dinky little chart with, maybe a few hundred stitches at most, and it would be $9. I'd be like, wow, that is so expensive. I'm not going to carry that in my store. But, things have evolved, things have just gotten more expensive, and that's what charts cost now. So I don't go so much on that anymore. I go by what I think. I've been doing this for 20 years now, and I get a pretty good idea of what I think my customers are going to like, but I make mistakes all the time. Next, one of these videos, I'm going to have a segment on Fern Ridge Collection kits. I've showed those in a video about almost a year ago or 8 months ago on when I went to, actually it was last March, because it was when I went to the Nashville market. And they are kits for smalls, and they are absolutely really cool, nice kits. They're pin cushions and little books and all kinds of things, and they are so detailed, and they include so many extras. And I bought about $1,000 worth of kits from them after I went to market, thinking these are so cool, these are going to sell like crazy. I think I've sold one in a year, and I don't understand it because they are just fabulous. So someday I'll show those again and stuff, but that was probably a mistake. So I'm going to have a clearance sale on those or something. And then I've talked in my past videos about a couple mistakes too. But I try to get an idea of popular designers, and I watch FlossTube videos. And you know, if I see a really popular FlossTube person stitching something that I can get, I try to get that in stock and stuff. But I just wanted to share that how much a tiny little box of charts can cost your local needlework person, and that's why a lot of people don't have everything in stock because and they just say, you just ask if you can order it, and we can order anything that's still available. But I like to have everything in stock, so I do special orders for my customers, and then I just try to keep a really good variety of inventory. But I don't know if that was sticker shock to you or not. You can let me know below. But that's going to be the giveaway question. And the giveaway this year is, this is actually a pre-owned chart that I got in a collection, but it's in brand new condition. And it's from Madame Chantilly, and it's called Santa's Bear and Baby Bears. Those are so cute. So if you're interested in stitching that, say I guessed such and such dollar amount for the box, and it's retail price, not wholesale price. So if you guessed I thought it had $500 or I thought it had $5,000 worth of merchandise in it. So that's how you enter the giveaway this week. Shop news. First of all, I have a coupon code for FlossTube watchers that expires on November 28th. And the coupon code is FT15P. And I'll put that down below here in the text. And I'll also put it down below in the more information segment. That will save you 50% on any purchase made basically in the next week from the time this video was posted. And I don't think there's any exclusions, floss or sale items or anything. So it's already on sale. You can get an extra 15% off. I'll double check that. And if that's wrong, I'll put that here in the video. I also wanted to remind everybody that we have a new floss variety pack option that changes approximately every month. I'm going to try to remember to change it around the 1st of every month. And the new flosses, so it's not a club. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to prepay. You can just decide whether you want to purchase it or not. And it is a discount on the floss. And you get 2 colors from the 4 brands of floss that I carry. So I carry Classic Colorworks, Gentle Art Samplers Threads, Week Dye Works, and DMC. So in this month's pack, you get Dublin Bay by Classic Colorworks, Kiwi by Gentle Art, and you have to remember that the Gentle Art is 10-yard skeins, which retail for $3.60 each. Love by Weeks Dye Works, Organza Pink by Classic Colorworks, Highland Heather by Gentle Art, and Blue Topaz by Weeks Dye Works. And then you get number 603 DMC, and then the new color 03 from DMC. So those are the floss colors in this month's variety pack. And like I said, it's a discounted price off retail. And I'll put the link below, but you can, if you want to find them at any time, just go to any any of the thread pages. So just open up General Arts thread or DMC thread or whatever, and this will be the first item that you see on those pages. So you can see if you want to do that or not. So one of the things I'm going to be doing in the next day or two is I'm continuing to increase all the colors I carry in Classic Colorworks. So I've got this bag, and almost all of these are going to be brand new colors entered under our site. We already have over 200, I think, or close to 200, and I'm going to be increasing that. I'm getting pretty close to having the full line. Then I restocked and ordered new needle nannies or needle minders by Zappy Dots, and they have a new format. So they used to come in these little square plastic boxes, which were very difficult to ship. You know, if you were a local needlework shop and people walked in and bought them, it wasn't such a big deal because you just put them in their bag. But they were square, 1-inch square boxes that were kind of cumbersome, and a lot of plastic. These are a lot of plastic too, but they're so much easier to ship. And I've got a whole bunch of these back in stock, and then I have a whole bunch of brand new ones that I'm going to enter in the next day. So that one was Halloween Parade by Amy Brukin. And then I've got Queen Bee. I love this one. That one's been really popular. I'll just show you a couple more. I've got A Stitch a Day Keeps the Crazy Away. Stitches To Stitch is Bliss. I think that's by Homespun Elegance. And let's see, this one's really popular. My Stash is Huge and I'm Not Ashamed by Waxing Moon. And we've got a bunch of Sue Hillis and Lizzie Kate. We have If the Broom Fits, Fly It. Sorry, I need my cheaters. And Less Stitching, More Bitching. It's by Amy Brukin, I think. Those are really popular. Pirate Queen by Sue Hillis. And if you haven't used a needle minder, I didn't use a needle minder until about 6 months ago, or maybe 7 months ago or so. I love them. I was like, I just stick my needle in my fabric when I'm not using it. But I use my needle minders religiously now. They're fun to collect. They're super easy. You can just get a small piece of anything metallic, which I think you can find in a variety of home places, and just display them on a board like that. And so you can collect different themes, different designers. There's a lot of handmade ones on Etsy, and they're just really useful. They come with two magnets. One magnet goes below your fabric, one magnet goes above, and sits there on while you're stitching. And then when you're not using your needle, you can put it on there and you know exactly where your needle is. And I know it sounds unnecessary, but I can't believe how much I rely on it now. I have one on my fabric at all times, and then I have a light next to me, and it's metallic, and I have another needle minder on the light so I can stick extra needles and different things like that. So I use mine all the time, and I try to kind of find one that matches the theme of what I'm stitching at the time. But we have needle minders by Zappy Dots, needle minders by Gecko Rouge out of England, Puffin and Company Gorgeous Metal needle minders, and Joseph's Workshop, which are just fabulous handmade wooden ones. So did that. Okay, designs. I am thrilled. If you've been watching FlossTube for a long time, you are probably aware of Michelle Bendy at Bendy Stitchy. And Michelle is just an avid cross-stitcher, great person, really involved in charity work. She has charity auctions on her Instagram account all the time. And she's so passionate about stitching. And she has started to design. And I contacted her about something, and she said, by the way, would you want to carry my designs? And I was like, yes, I do. So I got those in stock this week, and I'm going to show you. There's, I think, 7 or 8 of them at the most here. So these are brand new by Bendy Stitchy Designs by Michelle Garrett. And the first one is Love. And Noel. It's a Messy Bun Day. Stitch Always. Really like this one. I like the plant. It's got the tomato pin cushion, a spool of thread, scissors, and a bird holding a stitching hoop. Alice's Mad Plant. Hilda's Brew. And then she did a reproduction sampler. Isn't this stunning? This is 1849, S1 1849, a reproduction. SI, sorry. Isn't that beautiful? The colors are so perfect together. I just love this. And that's it. So all of those, you can find them under our By Designer category under Shop Now. But I also put a link below in more information. And you can get those at Cobweb Corner now. So that was a lot of fun. Some other brand new designs. Brand new from Hands On Design. Mary Chockfull. You get 2 designs, the jar and the little small here. So that's brand new. And then, oh, that's back in stock. Also brand new, I absolutely love this, Hands Across the Sea sampler, Ann Thomas 1854. Is that stunning? I just love that. It says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, it will do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. In the grave whither thou goest. Sorry, I need to bring my glasses in with me. This is just unbelievable. It says it was stitched on 36 count with Overo Soie d'Alger silks. They also provide a DM base. And I have to say the packaging for this is amazing. Just the chart itself is beautiful. And then they include a label that you can put on the back of your work when it's done. And you say, stitched by, it says, Ann Thomas, 1854, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do. And it has room for stitched by your address, the date you started and finished it, what linen you used, what threads you used, the stitch count, the stitches used, and any modifications. So you could fill that out and just keep it in a journal, or you could fill it out and then attach it to the back of your design after it's framed. So I thought that was really cool. So other things that I got, not a lot here. Some are brand new and some I entered from a shipment from personal collection. So on those there is only one of each. And oh, first of all, I got back in stock finally Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street Samplings. I have been trying to get this in stock again for months, and every time I place an order, it's really frustrating because I have to place at least a $500 order with Hoffman to get free shipping. And I have to go over that because if things are out of stock and my order drops below 500, I have to pay shipping, but I don't know it. So I can't just order 500 and get free shipping. And they don't tell you if something's out of stock. So you don't get a notice. It doesn't say it on the site. And then you get your order, which I have to say they ship orders super fast. You get your order and the out of stock items just aren't included. And I have been ordering and ordering. I bet I've ordered this on 5 orders. Or maybe more. And finally, it's back in stock. I love, love, love this design by Plum Street Samplers. So that is back in stock. Pre-owned by Raise the Roof Spooky Fence. And there's a whole series of fence designs by Raise the Roof. They're so cute. I got Barbara Anna Designs, All Hallows Eve, A Wicked Plant. Somebody is stitching that. I don't know if it's Michelle Bendy or who, but I saw them stitching and I'm like, oh, really need to have that chart. So cool. Winter Row by Bent Creek. That's brand new. pre-owned but in brand new condition, Gingerbread Street. And in general, remember, there's a condition statement on every product. We'll tell you whether it's pre-owned or brand new. If it's new, it's brand new. It came from Hoffman, Wilchip, Yarn Tree, or a store that went out of business. If it's pre-owned, it'll state that, and we'll tell you what condition it's in. In general, when they're brand new condition or excellent condition, I mark them down about 80% of retail, and then you can apply any discounts you have to that too. So two of these Amy Brucken designs, these include magnets, fridge art, also pre-owned in excellent condition. I love this one. Home is where you hang your needlework. Isn't that beautiful? Then I got a whole series of set of six by Sam Sarah, and these are all the fruits. There's also a vegetable farmer's market line, and this is the fruits. It's got kiwi, berries, pear, I don't know what all, and they come with the buttons. So they're all priced a little bit differently because the button packs differ. Those are all brand new. They were from an individual collection, but obviously she didn't use them because they all include the buttons. So all of those are listed. Waxing Moon, Love, 2 designs. Eat, Sleep, Stitch. This is pre-owned also, but in pretty much brand new condition. Love this one by Blue Ribbon Designs. Aren't those cool? It's called Valentine Wishes, and there are 6 small designs, and each one has a little saying. So it says, may your heart be filled with innocence, may your heart be filled with love, may your heart be filled with kindness, and then may your heart be filled with beauty, happiness, and compassion. So each one has a little different saying, and that's in brand new condition. No Place Like Home sampler with American flag by For My Boys. Pre-owned but brand new condition. Stitch Over 2 All the Day Through by Hands On. This is pre-owned, but I don't think it was ever used. It still has 2 pieces of gingham wool. I don't know if it was supposed to come with 2, but it's for the little pin keep there. And this one is so cool too. A Proper Young Lady. It says, a proper young lady must learn her stitches, for then her life will be full of riches. Taught not to spend my time for naught. And then it also includes this small, and then taught not to spend my time for naught small there too. Pre-owned but new condition. Papillon Creation, Love with a capital L, and it's 1 Corinthians 13, love is patient and kind, does not envy, does not boast, etc. Isn't this beautiful? So this is stitched in the color of your choice. And then it says it can be worked in 2 colors, but for an even more, 2 colors, I'm sorry. But for an even more stunning look, why not work the capital L in a highly variegated thread and then choose the 2 shades from that thread to work the rest of the sampler. That's just really beautiful. Incredible edibles for Huck Towels. And the 2006 Santa ornament from Homespun Elegance. This is also pre-owned, but I don't think it was ever stitched. It still has the tiny bell that goes on Santa's hat. And Rest in Pieces by Stony Creek. So that's it. That's pretty much, well, there's a lot more. I've added a lot of inventory, but those are some of the things that I wanted to share with you. Coming up this week, we are, this next week is Thanksgiving, and we are going to fly. Our daughter has only Thanksgiving Day off, and she's down in Huntsville, Alabama, and we are flying out at, I think, 5:30 in the morning on Thanksgiving Day, and we arrive in Huntsville at 10, and then we are going to go right to her house, and we are going to spend the day and probably evening with her and her boyfriend and his parents. So she's going to cook us Thanksgiving dinner, which she did last year for us too, and it was fabulous. She did a really good job. And then we fly back at noon on the very next day because she has to work. So we're staying in a place in Huntsville. We're staying in a hotel that is right next to one of their nice malls. And last year we did the exact same thing. We flew in on Thanksgiving Day and took the same flight at noon out. And the Good Friday sales started at, or Black Friday sales started at 8 o'clock in the morning. So we got up and nobody was at this mall. It was a kind of an outdoor ped mall, very, very nice, very beautiful. But nobody was there. We went into stores and we were the only people there. And they, all the people working said, yeah, we're always really slow right away on Black Friday because everybody goes to the big box stores like Best Buy and Walmart and that. And then they come here after lunch. So they said we get swamped after lunch. So we just had this whole mall to ourselves with all the Black Friday sales. And it was great. We bought my daughter's Christmas present and got a couple other things and really had fun. So I'm going to do that again too. The only other thing going on this week is, like I said, it's football weekend. So tomorrow, the games we watch the Iowa State Cyclones, which is where my daughter went to school, and they play at 11 o'clock in the morning. And then we watch my husband's alma mater, North Dakota State University Bison, and they play at 2. So I plan on getting up and filling orders right away in the morning and getting those out, and then sitting and watching football and stitching. So I hope to make some progress on my sunflowers farm. So I hope everybody, if I don't get a video out, I hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving and are able to spend it with people you love. And happy stitching, everybody, and thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate it.